Hello and welcome back to Square One Games. My name is Xonovan and we are continuing our Uncharted 4 crushing walkthrough. This is going to be chapter number 9. We've got 3 combat sequences in this particular chapter. We've got the collapse, the tunnels, and escape. The name of this chapter is called Those Who Prove Worthy. Let's head on into crushing and start the first combat sequence here. You can play this a bit safe if you want to and kind of take cover for a second and wait for them to reload and all that stuff, but I find that if you just push the action right after the screen fades up from black, I find that you make it without any issue. I did this multiple times and never died just pushing the action that way. And then all you want to do here is just keep climbing and always, just make sure that when the column gives you the opportunity to get on the back side of it that you do so you can avoid getting shot from the enemies. Fairly standard stuff in an Uncharted game. Dive off here, get your kill. Sam will automatically take out the other dude and then just take cover behind this fallen object right here. We're just going to wait for the ceiling to collapse and kill the other 2 guards. You don't have to take those dudes out. And now we're just waiting for the ceiling to collapse again. We're waiting for our grappling hook, the grappling hook section of this thing to open up, which will open up in just a second. You'll see the icon. As soon as it appears, go ahead and grapple across, because if you don't, the enemies will start firing at you and you'll be very vulnerable over that gap. And then now you have the option, you do have a gun at this point, you should have some ammo. You can shoot these dudes, while hanging from the ledge here, but you don't actually have to. You can just kind of wait. I wait normally until the column will actually collapse right here to the left, and then it gives me a little bit more protection when I climb up the wall, and that's really all you need to do to finish out that sequence. We're going to be heading into the second sequence here, which I feel like is the toughest of the 3. It has a lot of variety in it that a lot of complexity, I should say, that we're going to have to get through, but I'm going to show you some cool tricks. It's called Tunnels, the Tunnels. This first sequence that I'm going to show you has what I'm calling 2 major variations. One of them is that Sam pretty much, is the Terminator on all these fools and kills them all, and then you have to do very little shooting. The second variation is that dude right there that's in front of me, the dude on the far left, will sometimes throw a grenade, and I don't know in this clip if he tosses a grenade or not, but if he tosses a grenade, you can see where here he goes. This is perfect. See how I drop down, protects me from the grenade. He automatically, when he tosses a grenade, will go to that corner. So as soon as you drop to that ledge, you want to peek back over your left shoulder and make sure that you get that kill, okay? He can kill you really quick over there, so you have to be mindful of that. I'm glad I was able to find a clip that had that in there, because it's kind of hard to explain that, right? Without the video footage to back it up. Hopefully in this section, well, first off, push to this area right here where you see me at now and put your back toward the enemy. But hopefully Sam goes in there guns hot and gets really aggressive. Sometimes he will, sometimes he won't, but it doesn't matter. If he doesn't go in this room, he'll be on the other side of the doorway with his back toward the enemy like you, and he'll be shooting the guy anyway. It just takes him a little bit longer to kill the guy. The good thing about him pressing up into this area like this is that he'll be getting shots on the enemies a lot quicker because he's closer, which means they don't really have as much time to toss grenades. He's canceling their grenade tosses, which is great. Notice right there that I picked up some explosives. You're gonna need those. Actually, you're gonna need a lot of explosives in this entire sequence to get through it correctly, or at least what I feel like is the easiest. If they do toss a grenade, a lot of times it'll fall on the other side of the wall. If they toss it from that side, where that dude is to my right, that's shooting at me now, if he tosses it, I find that it'll land kind of toward the camera, if you will, in front of Nathan, and it will hurt you a lot. It'll damage you, but it won't kill you. If you're on the right hand side over here where Sam is now, and they chunk a grenade, it could kill you. It's just the way that the level works. So if you're on that right hand side doorway, not this one but the other side, taking cover, and a grenade gets tossed to you from anybody on the left hand side of the map, kind of where Sam is now, you want to go back to where those explosives are and take cover, okay? Because for whatever reason, when they toss from that side, you have a greater chance of dying than you would otherwise. Now right here, I'm kind of just waiting to show you what could happen. A lot of times if you shoot that exploding barrel, it will kill this dude, but if it doesn't, the cover I was just in is where you want to go to get a good angle on the guy that would have been behind that column, okay? Then run around, pick up all the ammo that you can get, and then grab these explosives. Should be 2 in there, so you should be running with 3 right now. run into this room to trigger the event and spawn that grenade and then run back, okay? Sometimes the grenade will get tossed, sometimes it won't get tossed, but it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that it's not going to get tossed while you're locked in before that second area, right? When you're locked in this first doorway, you don't want that to happen, okay? Now I'm just hanging back. I'm trying to shoot this red barrel because you can get a couple of kills that way. It's a very good angle, and that's very hard for them to get you. Sam's got this dude, so that's a one-shot kill. We'll take it. Then I'm just going to chill out here. Now this is a crate that can take damage and eventually go away. But the odds that somebody's able to do it to you is very slim because Sam is a freaking Terminator in this game. I'm surprised he's as strong as he is on crushing. I would think he would be this strong if I were playing like on easy mode. I'm just shooting barrels now for fun, to be honest with you. I know that everybody's dead in this area, but I like shooting the barrels when I see them. But yeah, Sam is extremely OP in crushing, I think. I think anybody who says that he's not is probably just trying to do all the work themselves and not really just sitting back watching him perform. But I know his shots aren't always accurate, but he's a freaking tank, man. So I'm just waiting on this dude. I'm waiting on him to reload so I can get a shot on. Notice I did use one explosive. You can use one explosive because you're gonna get two more here. So I kind of want to use an explosive just so I don't waste one, right? And because there was 3 or 4 enemies up in there, it just makes sense to toss a grenade there, and then you want to leave with a full tank of gas, full explosives. Okay, so this is the turret section of this combat sequence. This guy's gonna hop up. Just make sure you go ahead and kill him. Be mindful of those 2 crates right there that I'm circling right now with my reticle. Those are gonna be your secondary position in case a grenade gets tossed at you, right? A lot of times you're gonna be tossing grenades at this pillar, and all you need to do is roll to the right and get behind those crates. If they toss the grenade to your right, all you have to do is time it correctly in your mind, listen for the beeps, and then as they get stronger, just roll to the left and then roll back to the pillar. You might take some damage, but you'll survive, okay? Now notice right here that I'm tossing those. Remember, we got those 4 explosives. And the way that you want to angle this is you want to, hold down the R1 button, and then you want to move the white reticle up onto the ceiling. And I think I show this here in a second a little bit. I'm trying to time. This is very hard to do when you're filming it. Because I know what I'm trying to show you, but sometimes, see how I'm putting the reticle on the ceiling and it's flat to the ceiling, and then I move it down until it finally arcs all the way to where the turret gun is. That means you're getting the maximum distance on your throw, which is what you're gonna need to be able to take out the dudes on the turret. Does that make sense? Also remember this, you see right now the turret is firing to the right. It's firing at Sam. That means if I toss a grenade from here or an explosive, I'll get the kill on whoever's working the turret. Notice how the turret has sides though. Like it has a front shielding and it has side shielding at an angle. If they're firing straight at you with the turret and you try to toss, there's a chance that you may not kill them on the turret. Right here's a roll to the right. Boom, take cover, no damage, roll back. Very simple to get 3 grenades right there, guys. So, and I think right here he's firing. I don't know if I get this kill or not. See how he's firing straight at me, which means the side shields of his turret gun are in a way where it could possibly prevent him from taking explosive damage. And I think that's why I'll wait here. I can't remember if I toss or not, but I know that I wanted to talk about that in this video. So if possible, try to toss your explosive when the turret gun is firing at Sam. I think that's why I move right here, is because I didn't want to waste a grenade. So I moved. And then I'm just gonna, because basically what's happening now is, see the statue? Now it will eventually deteriorate, but you can actually get some shots on enemies without the turret gun being able to hit you from there because the statue is in the way. I just didn't see any enemies that I could shoot. And I'm just kind of listening to the environment now because I think I'm about to make a push. There's some more explosives down below in that wooden box, and I think there's 2 of them in there. Yeah. So I'm just gonna make my push behind the cover of the statue, and then I'm gonna make my grenade toss from here. So again, that's why, because a lot of you might be asking, or would have asked in the comments, why didn't you throw your 4th grenade at the turret? You'd already killed 3 enemies. Like I said, when it's shooting right at you, those side shields will typically prevent it from getting killed with the explosives. Not all the time. It's just you have to have the absolute perfect toss to get the right amount of distance on it. And right now I'm using the bottom of that scaffolding area. It'll turn white, and that lets me know that I'm hitting the right spot. You want to hit in the back left corner of that scaffolding. And if you look underneath the scaffolding, I don't know if that guy gets on the turret or not. I can't remember. But if you look on the, I don't know if I toss another grenade or not, but if I do, you look at the bottom. You see how when he's firing the gun, it's lighting up underneath? When you toss a grenade, it'll be white underneath, and you'll be able to see where the grenade's gonna fall. So, and I don't know if oh, you know what? I decided not to toss an explosive here at the dude on the turret because I wanted to show you a way to get to him in case you don't have any explosives. And I did this on purpose. That's why I threw the grenade at the guy on bottom. What you can do is see how he can't shoot you from here. Once you get close, he can't do anything to you. He always comes off the gun right here, and you can just pull him off the ledge. So you could have tossed a grenade and then shot the guy on bottom, or you can do what I did there, get pretty close. And the position I was just at, right past the explosives, there to my right, is a great spot because as soon as you jump over that, as soon as you vault over that section, he can't shoot you. He'll just be shooting the scaffolding right over and over and over again. And right now we're just going through making sure we pick up. I think here I was just showing you that, yeah, I wanted to make sure that I reminded you that the statue there could cover you for a bit while you make a push for the explosives in the box. Now we're just going to make our way into this next combat sequence. This can be a little bit tricky, but I'll show you a pretty cool trick. There's always a sniper right here, so go ahead and do the shoulder lean mechanic. Make sure you've got the right shoulder. And we're just going to wait for him to get into position. If you don't kill him right here, he will move to the right, and you just need to, like, you probably kill him about in this area. And then there's going to be this dude right here that's a little bit sneaky. Soon as you kill him, go ahead and swing across, and you want to pick up the rifle there, and then get the ammo there. Okay, so fully loaded, and then take about a half second, wait for their reloads, and then go ahead and push back to where you were. This is the best spot for cover, I think. You're gonna get shot a lot, but if you go quick enough, you won't die. And now just make sure that you're leaning over the right shoulder. That's what I'm showing you here. Make sure that the rifle is on the right, or I guess I'm saying the right shoulder, but I don't mean the right side. I just mean the correct side. Make sure that you've done that. So I usually switch to my pistol and then make sure that I'm on the correct shoulder, and then put it on the rifle so I know I'm right. Because with the rifle, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes if you're peeking over the right shoulder or not, or the correct shoulder. And then right now, you're just shooting legs. It's a one-shot kill to the leg. So typically in this angle, if you shoot legs, they don't have a shot on you because of the rock. The rock is to the left, if that makes sense. It's kind of at an angle to the left. So if you can shoot their right leg, then they don't have a shot on you. And when I say their right leg, I mean their actual right leg, left if you're facing this direction. All right, so once you've taken all those out, go ahead and swing back across. And I think just pick up the shotty if you want to. There's gonna be really no need for the rifle. Go ahead and swing across. Try to hit this ledge over here so you can get a jump on the enemy. Don't go for the scaffolding. That's where they expect you to be. And then you want to get across this as fast as possible, okay? The more you push the enemy, the less likely they are to toss grenades. Okay, the farther you are back in the area, they're probably going to be tossing grenades. So you want to close the distance on them real quick. You can actually get some nice leg shots underneath this construction vehicle as well. And then you want to keep pushing. Now I'm going to show you something here. This is not something that I had to do, but it would have been very hard to explain without video footage to back it up. So I'm going to purposefully wait here for a grenade to get tossed, because this is where you want to be right here at the end of the day, because you can get a lot of shots on these dudes. That dude's he'll get some hits on you sometimes, but he won't kill you because Sam will usually be in between you and him. Notice the grenade got tossed and I just dropped. It's perfect, okay? So you don't have to worry about grenades. Everywhere else on the map, grenades are kind of an issue. Like I said, Sam's usually going to deal with any riffraff on the left-hand side. And then we're going to push back to the same spot. And you want to repeat this process, pushing to the right, dropping when you see a grenade, and do this over and over and over again until you've thinned everybody out. You can actually get a headshot on that dude. I think I missed, but I end up getting him in the leg. But you can get a headshot on him underneath the construction vehicle too. And I'm just going to keep pushing to the right, getting leg shots when I can. And I think there may only be one last enemy. He's usually behind this back section back here, right there. Take him out. And I think I show you one more time, like, had he have tossed a grenade, I would have just dropped, reset, got my health, blah, 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 and then made another push. And if you run out of ammo, the great thing is that the rifle that you just dropped is still down there. I don't think you're gonna run out of ammo here, but if you do, you can still get the rifle and maybe try to get some just basic cover kills with the rifle, because it is one shot. So you should be good. And again, you would shoot there if you need to, and then continue to push. And like I said, if there was still enemies on screen and they toss a grenade, you would drop again. And just like I said, repeat that process until you're able to clean them all out. And I think that's what I'm showing you there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next combat sequence, because this ends as soon as I jump over this ledge. Okay, so this combat sequence is called Escape. Really not all that difficult. There's one tricky part, and it's actually the picture that you see on screen right now. That combat section is a little bit tricky, but I'll show you a cool way to get through it. This is fairly simple stuff right here. Just go ahead and kill this guy when he runs out. You're gonna have a total advantage on him because he's not gonna have his gun pulled and he has a running animation, so it should be fairly easy to get your kills. You can kill these dudes kind of wildly like I'm doing right now. I'm trying to have a bit of fun because running these things over and over and over again is boring. If you don't want to kill them that way, just take cover behind either one of those two objects right there and blind fire kill them. Just make sure that you pick up the rifle before you leave the area, and you can pick up that weapon too if you want to. Not necessary. The pistol works fine as well. We're mainly going to be using the rifle to get through this last section. I normally kill those dudes just because it kind of prolongs me getting to this section, and notice right now I have full health, because running from here to this ledge can be very dangerous, and if you try to do it with less health, with less than full health, I guess I should say, then it's very easy to die during that jumping process. So I like to make sure before I slide down that hill, I'm fully restored on my HP. Now notice where I'm standing right now. I'm not standing up against that pillar. Okay, I'm just standing on this one like magic rock right here, and it's very hard for the enemy to shoot me. The reason why you want to be here and not up against the pillar is because of grenade throws. If they toss a grenade at me and I'm up against the pillar, because of the way the grenade tosses are in this game, they're very accurate to where you're standing, then you have a higher chance of them sticking to the ground right by your feet and going off and killing you, or putting you in a situation where you don't want to be. If you stand a little bit farther back, kind of I guess halfway between the pillar and the cliff, then they tend to overthrow, which is kind of cool. And so a lot of the grenade tosses are going to end up falling off the ledge. Now, if you find that you're not standing in the sweet spot, because it's kind of hard to measure if you haven't done it before, and there is a grenade that lands at your feet, do what we always do, hit O and roll back and hit that ledge. You see what I'm saying? There's a ledge behind you, and then see if that can minimize some of the damage. Or you can roll to the left behind the left-hand side of the archway and see if that's enough. Remember, you can be a little bit of a distance away from the grenades and they won't kill you. Now they'll damage you, but they won't kill you. So it's all up to you how you want to play that out. But I find that if I can find that magic spot, it's not really that big of a deal. Now I'm going to show you what you can do. This is an alternate route. Now you have to imagine that all the enemies are still on screen. That explosion would have killed that dude over there. Okay, you want to make sure that the dude on the right is dead before you make the push, and then you want to run up the steps. This is like an alternate path in case you don't want to use the same method that I just used. Stay here for a second, blind fire kill anybody that you can. They're usually going to be in that area, and then you can push up here behind these two, behind this archway. Get you some kills, explode that barrel if you need to. If they toss a grenade, roll to the other side. You'll take some damage, but you won't die. If they toss a grenade here, roll to this side. Okay, so it just depends on your body positioning, but there's only a couple of dudes and it shouldn't be that difficult. So you can use the method that I actually used in this, or you can use that alternate strategy. It's really up to you. Gonna come down here, climb the wall as fast as you can, and then get behind a piece of cover. Make sure you're on the far left hand side. If you're on the right hand side, the dude up there on that cliff in front of me can shoot me. And this is where I usually toss my last explosive to take that guy out in front of me. Not necessary if you don't have an explosive. You can just shoot him like you normally would. A lot of times, honestly, Sam takes him out for you, and Sam will actually take out that other guy too. So if you don't have any ammo here, you probably won't need any. Just go ahead and let Sam do all the work for you. Just take cover. Then we're gonna hop over right here. First thing you want to do is hit O and dive. You want to go underneath the ground. It's very hard for them to shoot you. If you swim above water here, it's very easy for them to get a shot on and can kill you fairly quick. And then make sure you have full health before you come out, because you can see I'm still getting shot as I'm coming out of the plane. And then just keep pressing that X button, baby, and get on there with Sully. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys be good.